What's up, everybody? Hope you're doing well. Again, I know I say that same line every time, but I hope you are. I was thinking a minute ago about how I didn't, when I started my YouTube channel, it's funny because I thought that after a point I would be more serious, like as I went along, where I would be like, okay, I have to put out certain videos and it has to be, things that are interesting, and I don't want to put up just random shit. I thought that I would reach that point where I might start thinking like that, but I never did. In fact, I've actually gone the opposite direction, making more and more strange and mundane videos, and taking my YouTube channel less seriously. And I think that's good. That's the way I wanted to be. That's the way I like to be. Because I don't want to take anything too seriously in the sense of speaking of subjects that are so wide, so vast, and I've seen how some people do take it to a level where they start taking everything very seriously with their channels. Like, I've made comments to certain people who have started YouTube channels and who have really built up their channels and got a lot of subscribers, and we know that at a certain point you have to provide that information that news people expect if you're doing news or whatever, whether you be a channeler or into conspiracy things or whatever your specialty may be. You're going to get people who are going to follow you and be interested in your subject. And that's why I like my channel, because my subs are into a variety of different stuff. I don't have people that are breathing down my neck to put out your next video, you got to do this and you should put this, and it's because I don't want to cover subjects like that. I'm not interested in it, and I just like to just speak my mind, and I don't want to answer to anybody or cater to anybody's needs, because that's not why I'm here. I'm here to express the thoughts that I have at the moment. And sometimes I like to go back and watch my own videos. It's rare that I actually watch one of my own videos, which is because I don't proof watch them before I upload them. I just make them like this, and then I upload it. I don't do any editing or cutting down. And that's why I thought that I'd get to a certain point where I was too serious about it, because I wanted a better backdrop. I didn't want to have some shitty room like this to make my videos, but I just don't care. I'm not out to gain anything from this, and that's the beauty, is that I'm not out to impress anybody to try to get some sort of advertisement so I can make money, whatever the reasons are there's vast, why people, but a lot of people do just want recognition. They want approval. They want to be able to know that they're right. And that's the thing. See, I'm fucking wrong on so many things. It's great. I've had people call me out on all kinds of stuff in life, and I say, yeah, so whatever. It is what it is. I don't care. I don't have time to argue. I don't have time to waste on, trying to prove myself to anybody. And that leads me to the kind of thing I wanted to cover in this video, which was things to build up that you can't have taken away from you. And that's what I've been building in my life, is things that I can't be stripped of, and I really have to consider what they are. It's very simple. They're non-material, but even non-material things can be stripped of you. Like false pride or a false ego can be stripped when people call you out on your bullshit. And that's why building values and integrity are so important. And kind of in relation to the video I made a week or so ago about building your own temple, and considering it like building a house, because I've always loved the term of building your temple from within, building a strong foundation for that temple, and then being able to enclose it so you're warm and you can do the details inside, all that stuff. Well, you take it a step further, and there are many, many people around here building their temples. And when we put all these temples together, we have a community, a town, a city, a community of people who you could consider, if you use temple as a metaphor for people's beings, then you have a city. We have cities of people on YouTube that are all their own temples that all resonate with one another. The architecture is similar, but not so similar to where you have cookie cutter houses. You don't want to have people who agree with each other 100%. That's how you get trapped in these loops of trying to gain approval and then sticking by people that approve of you. I've had actually more than a few people accuse me of, trying to just say things that make me feel good and to try to just tell people what they want to hear and then disagreeing with people if they don't agree, which is totally not true at all about me, because I don't do that. I don't care. The only time I speak out against people is if I can sense their condescending bullshit or whatever it may be, which has happened more than a few times. It's usually through personal messages. People want to try to tear you down and tell you that this and this are true, and but the thing is, I'm not gaining any of my subs or votes through bullshitting people. And that's what's important to me. I'm not bullshitting anybody. To the best I know. I'm not purposely bullshitting people. But since 80% of the stuff we talk is bullshit, probably more, that's the best we can do, is speak bullshit we have in common. Build those little cities, and then we can walk around these cities and see each temple and its own architecture and its own patterns, and really get the story behind that particular building and each person as an individual. And I met a lot of really good people on YouTube that have some very intelligent things to say and some very very nice personal comments and messages back and forth that we've had. I try not to name people because I'll leave out names. But there's only really about a dozen people that I associate with a lot on YouTube. And it's because the way I've built my temple, I don't fit in my city. There's too many people locally that don't resonate with me at all. I'm talking in my life, daily life, and out in the world, neighbors, whatnot. You don't. When you are involved in things like this, you yearn for sharing it with people, and not to prove yourself, but to get others' view and take on things and be able to share information and compare notes. That's the true wisdom, is to get past trying to prove anything. And so whenever I bring up anything about, philosophy or theology or anything like that, people, just, they roll their eyes. They don't even know what it is, and that's fine. I understand that. But that's why I'm on YouTube. And that's why I don't care what other people say about my channel or about me or any of that, because and that's why I've also become so, come this far. I've made over 1,000 videos, I think. I went and erased a few hundred a while back. I mean, I've erased quite a few. And now it's back up there almost to 6-something. And I'm like, whoa, I make a couple every day, it seems like. And people are like, how do you have the time to do this? You must be really into your channel. It's like, no, I like to check my messages and I like to look at YouTube and watch videos, but I'm not into my channel so much as the fact that I keep it updated and I upload a video or two every day, but it really only takes, 20 minutes of my time to make a video. The rest of the day I'm doing the processing, and then I get it out and share it, and that's what it is. It is what it is. Everything I speak is from the heart. So I'm actually surprised that I've made it this far and I actually have subscribers at all. There was a time when I was shocked that I had like 100 subscribers. I couldn't believe it. And now I'm trying to build my own personal temple up, and whatever happens on YouTube in the process is what it is. I'm not here to try to gain anything from it other than knowledge and sharing and love and wisdom from other people. And a lot of you have taught me a lot of things, from the oldest to the youngest, from the dumbest to the smartest. People from all walks of life have brought forth knowledge and information to me that I can help better myself on. Sometimes it's not in the easiest to relate to terms. Sometimes I don't exactly agree with people's views in every instance, and I think that that's what's wonderful about it, is that some of us have been able to get past those divisions. So we can argue about something we believe in strongly, but we're not going to argue to the point where we fight and don't shake hands. Because when you walk away from a situation angry, you stew on it. And I've spent plenty of time in my life, stewing over something that somebody else did to me or that I feel wronged. And usually it comes down to me realizing that I'm stewing on my own faults. If somebody screwed me over, I allowed them to screw me over. If something bad happened to me, I allowed it to happen to me. one man's disaster is another man's nothing. It means nothing to the next guy. You know, one guy might lose all his money and it would be the end of him and he would just be devastated. Another guy says, oh well, it's a new start. And this is why the smallest difference in the way that one person handles a situation from another, those are the things we have to remember when we're talking with people that don't share all of our beliefs, is that sometimes the information that we're sharing is more important than the deeper beliefs that we have, because we can still set aside our personal, usually religious beliefs, but it's not always religious. Political is very strong too. You know, a lot of people they'll have long discussions with someone until they find out the person, say, supports Obamacare. And then all of a sudden, this big argument ensues about it and they don't discuss anything anymore. And that's unproductive. What we need to do is provide information and provide the best evidence that we have for what we have, if we want to share it and we really want to be, have a particular thing known, and provide the evidence for it, the backing for it. Show your homework rather than just cursing at people. And I'm just really fortunate, I guess, that I found a community of people who can do that. So thank you all, and thank you to all my subscribers who are just awesome people. No bullshit, no frills. I don't give a damn about the ego, or whatever a person may think of me, or whatever may portray, whatever kind of person I may seem like to you. Look, I'm a really easygoing guy. I don't have a large ego. I don't, but I don't feel I have to prove myself in the world. I don't have any fashion sense whatsoever. I'm just fun-loving and enjoy life. That's all. And I also have my moments. I get short. I get tempered. I get, but I get over things quickly. And I'm just human. That's what I'm saying. I'm just a human, just another person, just like everybody else. No better, no worse. And so to all of you out there who can tolerate that side of me that is like blah, 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 it's like Truthstone. He had a comment on one of his videos. It said something to the effect of, man who speaks the most usually has the least to say. So I do talk a lot. Maybe I do have a lot less to say, but that's how I get my information across. I think too much, and then I share. And if you made it this far in my video, right on, you've rambled all the way through with me. So that means you get a special treat, a bonus, dude. You send me your email address, dude, and I'll give you a... Never mind. It's a joke. All right, I'm out. Peace and love.